My name's Nicole Schmitz and I'm here to talk about anything and everything to do with holistic health and wellness. Through my background in psychology and by sharing some of my personal experiences, hopefully I'll be able to share with you some useful tips and tricks to help you become the best version of you. So today I'll be talking about how I found my life's purpose and filling you in on 7 easy to follow steps on how you can find yours. Like so many of us these days, we can go through life without really taking the time to figure out what we want or what we consider to be our true life's purpose. I know for me, I got to 25 and I still didn't know what I wanted to do. By then I had finished high school, done a semester of medicine, which was my mum's dream, and finally settled on a double degree in law and psychology. Law because it just seemed like a natural good fit. Dare I say, I did really well in the debates because it's really hard for me to lose an argument when I'm extremely passionate about it. Just ask my partner, I'm sure he'd agree. And psychology because I've always been extremely fascinated by the human mind, and it was the one academic subject I knew without a doubt that I was passionate about. So it was about 2 years into my law degree when I realized that I actually didn't want to be a lawyer. Having grown sick of the 20-centimeter thick textbooks on verdicts that could have been summed up in a sentence, instead going around in circles and circles using unnecessarily complex words and going on for pages and pages and pages. So then psychology it was, which wasn't a bad choice. I have always loved it after all. Lo and behold, 4 years into my studies, I realized that this wasn't for me either. And I thought to myself, I was screwed. I realized that I was quite a social person, so sitting in a boxed room in the suburbs day in, day out wouldn't really suit me, and that I love children so much that if I wasn't able to help them, it would kill me inside and I would inevitably take it home to my family. So what was I gonna do now? So it was by this point that I really started to think that all the times in my life I'd been asked what I wanted to do with myself up until this point was a really silly question. I mean, some people just know, and that's great for them, but a lot of people don't. And even if you have some idea, that's likely to change at least once or twice in your life. I know when I was a child, I was hell-bent on becoming a checkout chick. I thought it was the best job ever, and I couldn't wait to get started. But judging by how things actually panned out, I think it's safe to say I grew out of my childhood aspiration. But that doesn't mean I don't still really enjoy the self-service checkout. And I hate to admit this, but it may still be the highlight of my week. Nevertheless, society continues to expect you to know what you want to do in your life from a very early age. But I also continue to hear from a lot of people of all ages that they still don't know what they want to do. This can lead to pursuing a career or job that doesn't align with your passions or interests, which ultimately leads to an unhappy, unsatisfied, and unfulfilled life. I was one of those people, but I wanted to do something about it. I didn't want to commit to a career or life where I wasn't genuinely happy. Life is way too short after all. So I dedicated 30 minutes of my lunch break every weekday to sit in the sun in Hyde Park and really figure out what I wanted to do. A lot of the time, it felt like my mind was all jumbled or like I wasn't really getting anywhere. Nevertheless, I stuck to it for 9 whole months. Stubborn, determined, and persevering. Then, all of a sudden, it was like all my jumbled thoughts had come together, and I realized what had happened in my brain for the last 9 months wasn't actually jumble at all. My mind was working overtime to process all my thoughts, patterns, connections, to finally arrive at what I call my life's purpose. From there on in, I thought of how can I really help people with my natural strengths, and how can I really give back to society? I wanted to help anyone looking to lead a happier and healthier life by spreading what I had learnt in life so far and helping them to get through tough times and come out the other side stronger than ever. I dreamt big and set big goals. I always knew I wanted to do a TED Talk, and I always said I was going to be the next female Tony Robbins. And I also felt it was a really important mission in my life to empower women. Then I spent time thinking about how I could actually make a living out of it. Then I started writing up a plan on how to get there. Then I figured out my resources and the type of network I would need. Since then, I've been flexible to accommodate the other needs that have arisen in my life, such as the desire to travel in my 20s, move and live in another country, and meet the love of my life. Needless to say, I think my plan is better than ever because I get to connect with you guys each and every week. YouTube was never really in my plans, but here we are. I'm a strong believer in timing and that everything happens for a reason, and I strongly feel that I'm exactly where I need to be. So if you ever feel like you're stuck on how to figure out your life's purpose or how to get there, just follow these 7 simple steps. Dedicate time each week to find your life's purpose. Perhaps say 2 times 30-minute sessions. Consistency is key, even if you feel like you're not getting anywhere. During this time, focus on your passions, because the last thing you want to do is commit your life to a job which you don't enjoy or doesn't give you fulfillment. This is my idea of a living hell. Explore the things that you enjoy and that come naturally. Follow the path of least resistance, because of course we all want to do something we enjoy and that we're naturally good at. Figure out how you can use it to contribute to society. Contribution is something bigger than yourself and is a key part to life satisfaction and is really important in fulfilling your life's purpose. And figure out how to make a living out of it. Do you ever do anything in your everyday life, such as say give free advice to your friends or even strangers and really enjoy it? Well, why not make a living out of it? There's nothing wrong with making money to feed yourself and your family, doing something you enjoy and you're naturally good at. In fact, it's preferable, and it's just the way of life. And once you figure this out, dream big and create huge goals. They can be crazy, outrageous. I'm talking about those things that you never thought would be possible. You never know until you try. And it's good to have big goals to aspire to, because say if you were to reach somewhere just underneath it, it's still going to be a major achievement. Then you need to write a plan on how you're going to get there. It's really important to write down short-term, medium-term, and long-term plans as they keep you on track. It's also a good idea to share this with a couple of your most trusted friends as they can keep you accountable. This makes it so much more real and much more likely that you're going to follow through. Then you need to figure out what resources you need and how you're going to get them, such as financial resources, influential people, or even favors you're going to have to ask. And surround yourself with like-minded people who are going to help you grow. You are what you eat. If you want to get better, then you have to surround yourself with people who have the skills you aspire to, and it won't take long until you learn and grow from them. Surround yourself with a strong support network. We all need love and support when undertaking something as huge as your life's purpose. And finally, be flexible and allow for tweaks as you go along. As mentioned earlier, YouTube wasn't in my plans, but with the recent global events and me thinking outside the box, well, here I am. And I've got to say, I'm loving it so far. So to recap, these are the 7 steps to finding and pursuing your life's purpose. Dedicate time. Dream big. Plan. Resources. Networking. Support system. And be flexible. Have you figured out your life's purpose? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. I really hope this video has helped you in some way. If you enjoy my content or you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button below, and I'll see you next week for a new video. Bye guys!